Something people eventually notice about me and bring up is that my eyes shake. And they shake a lot. I have a condition called nystagmus, which leads to uncontrolled eye movement. My eyes swing back and forth constantly. And because of that, along with being born premature and having retinopathy of prematurity, I have blurred and reduced vision. Nystagmus contributes to that, and it can lead to poor depth perception and coordination. So if you throw something at me, I probably won't catch it. Because of nystagmus, my eyes can't focus on objects too well, and trying to get them to focus on objects for too long causes eye strain and overall discomfort. There are two types of nystagmus. There's congenital nystagmus, which you have practically from birth, and there's acquired nystagmus, which is something people acquire later in life. For me, my nystagmus is congenital, so I've had it all my life. And if you're wondering if my vision is shaky or rocking around because of nystagmus, no, the images I see with my eyes don't shake around because since I've had nystagmus from the early parts of my life, ever since I was a baby pretty much, my brain has adapted to stabilize the image for me. I have reduced central vision, meaning that when I look at things straight on, I can't see them directly with my central vision. For people who have nystagmus, we usually have what's known as a null point, and that's the point at which if we turn or move our heads in some way, the nystagmus lessens and we can get the greatest view out of our vision. My null point is when I turn my head to the left and look out that way, and that gives me the best vision of what I can see. But also, because of that reduced central vision, I also have to do what's called eccentric viewing. And that's when a person has to move their eye to get to the best part of their eyesight and their vision that they can. So for me, for my eccentric viewing, I have to turn my eyes to the right and look out of the left side of my peripheral vision like I'm doing now so that I can see the camera. Meaning, with the null point and the eccentric viewing, I can never look at objects or people straight on, otherwise I'll never get a good view of what I'm looking at. So often I'll look like this because in this position, with my head turned to the side and my eyes turned to the right, I have the best possible vision that I can get out of my eyes. As one could guess, because of this, it is very difficult for me to actually make proper eye contact with people. So often people wonder what I'm looking at when I'm actually looking at them just through the best possible way that I can. Also, I can't really see body language that well, and I definitely can't recognize faces, which leads to some awkward situations where there are people that I know or are acquainted with that try to talk to me or wave at me from across the room or something like that, and I can't actually recognize who they are. If I can't make out their voice or something about them that clues me into who they are, then just seeing their face doesn't actually help me recognize them. There are times where I've not recognized many of my friends when I'm about and they try to talk to me, or people that I know, and it's a bit embarrassing. have to say it is embarrassing. It also means that I'm not very good at large groups and being in large gatherings where people are talking and things are happening, as I can't really pick out people from across the room or within a crowd of people to go and talk and chat and figure out who's who in rooms like that. So often I find it best if people come up to me and introduce themselves, say who they are, so that I know. So that way I don't have to play person roulette and sift through my memory bank of people that I potentially know and try to place a voice with a blurred view of a face. Yeah, that's it's not very fun, I can tell you that. Because of my nystagmus and that my eyes shake all the time, it's always been something that I've been very self-conscious about. Like, I'm always thinking, oh, what if these people think I'm weird because my eyes are shaking? Or what if they think I'm not paying attention to them because to them, I'm looking somewhere else when I'm really trying to look at them. And it's something that I definitely struggled with throughout my life. So that's why I decided to make this video to talk about it, hoping that this will help others with nystagmus who may be going through the same challenges, or for people who don't know what nystagmus is, they can get a better view of what it is and how it may affect people, so that when they do see and encounter someone with nystagmus, they'll be more informed about the condition. There is no treatment for nystagmus. I know there are different types of trials and things that they are testing, but as far as I know, the results are hit or miss in that regard. So for now, there's nothing that can treat nystagmus. And I've learned to come to terms with my eyes and everything that they do. So I just have to live with these shaking eyes of mine. And for me, that's just fine. Hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you like it, please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.